Hello everyone, and today I wanted to talk about something a little different. Inspiration! So last week I went to the Cleveland Museum of Art, where we took this embarrassing bathroom selfie. And I started thinking about art and about inspiration. Normally I'm not big on art museums. You know, it's kind of boring, and after a while I'm like, okay, let's get lunch, I'm good. And then I started to think, why? Why couldn't I spend time in a museum? Why couldn't I enjoy the art? For those of you who don't know, I work in theater, which means I'm perpetually around creative people. I work with some of the most creative and inspiring people you could ever meet. I mean, I work with brilliant painters, incredible dancers, awesome actors, designers, directors. On a daily basis, I see people building these brilliant props and painting these award-winning drops, not to mention stunning lighting designs where people will paint with light and shadow and just create something really beautiful. When you're around a lot of really artistic, brilliant, beautiful things, you kind of become desensitized to those things. You're around these brilliant things, but you're around them all the time, and it kind of becomes work. It's not so much this passionate thing you once enjoyed, which I wrote a blog post about called The Curse of American Theater, which you can kind of read a little more in detail at the link below. And for me personally, I know that it's really hard for me to find something to get inspired, especially that I've been working in such a creative environment. There's not very much I can go do or go see that really gets me excited. It's important to keep yourself inspired. You know, you really have to have something that motivates you, something that just makes you want to do better. And for me, when I was younger, I loved theater, I loved being around the arts, and that was what motivated me to get into the arts for a living. But now that I've been doing it so long, I'm not nearly as motivated or passionate about it. This inspiration that I was lacking, I had to make up elsewhere, because what I was doing for a living was starting to turn into a numbing 9-to-5 job. It was starting to become something that was boring, and it was work, and it wasn't as fun to go to. And when I stopped having fun doing theater, I wanted to stop doing theater entirely. And let me just say something right now. If you're doing something for a career that doesn't make you happy, stop doing it. Just stop. You don't need that kind of negativity in your life. Find what it is that makes you happy. Find whatever job it is, whatever career it is that makes you happy, and figure out what it is about that makes you happy, and hold on to that. Because if you're not having fun doing what you have to do for a living, there's no way you're going to enjoy the rest of your life. Theater didn't inspire me anymore, so what would? And the realization, the epiphany I had was, maybe it's not this big spectacle. For me, this big spectacle is what used to get me inspired. This big show with all these moving lights and lots of fog and lots of effects and crazy things was so inspiring. Then I realized something. This inspiration that I was lacking, I had to make up elsewhere. And I started looking, and I found my inspiration in a interesting place with DSLR short films. Okay, so I know this sounds super nerdy, but I love like a DSLR camera that's put out in nature somewhere to make just a simple short film. It doesn't have to have a story, it's just a series of really beautiful natural images. You know, when you see like a picture of a DSLR on a slider out in the middle of the rainforest or the desert, to me that's beautiful because it's this piece of technology that is capturing this once-in-a-lifetime moment that's sharing it with the world. It's just a moment, I guess. I'm kind of a dork, what can I say? But it really is inspiring to see this little piece of technology put out into the world. There's something romantic, I think, too, about a DSLR camera being put out into the natural world and capturing the images of the natural world. But that's just me. You have to find what inspires you. Whatever it is, whether it's theater, whether it's art, whether it's an art museum, whether it's DSLR short films, whether it's blog posts, whatever it is that motivates you to do something, because so many people get drudged down in this day-to-day process of going to work and having, you know, the house payments and having just life can be so... And you have to have something that pushes you forward. And I think a lot of people just lose that motivation, and it's really bad for people in the arts. People in the arts are around this beautiful, inspirational spectacle so much that they're not interested, and it becomes work, and it loses its charm and it loses its fun. Since this video is about inspiration, I decided that I would take one for the team, and I would upload some of my really old video production projects to YouTube. These are projects I worked on probably back in like 2011, 2010. I think one was in 2012, but they're older projects. They were when I was first getting into video production in high school. There's a lot of mistakes, and I am kind of embarrassed by some of them, but I thought, you know, maybe it'll inspire someone. Maybe it'll motivate someone to do better. So why not upload them, share them with the world, despite all my embarrassing first-time mistakes. So be sure to check out those links below, find something that inspires you, and since this is my channel, I can do what I want. I've also linked to a couple of outside videos, some third-party videos, particularly Ryan Connolly's Tell. I find it very inspirational. I find it a really beautiful piece of film, and of course anything done by Philip Bloom is pretty much awesome. So I've linked to those below as well, and unnamed, of course, I've put a bunch more links in the description of just things that I find inspirational. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe to this video. Check out the links on the screen and in the description below. Then hop onto Twitter and tweet at the Branden Scott and tell me, what do you enjoy? What inspires you? Let's share our inspiration and become better people. Thanks for watching.